It's been a few days since I've wanted to make this video, and yet at the same time, it's mostly a long time coming for me and what I'm gonna be doing on my YouTube channel from now on. If anyone doesn't realize this, it's been 3 years since I've been making schedules for my future YouTube videos for future months that I've kept keeping on track ever since I finished my spring breakdown review from Across the Goals at the end of March. And if you ask me, it really feels like that what I have in store for future schedules when it comes to 3 years later, I really feel like that it's not even worth it. If you want to know why I decided to upload not only my Camp Cola vs. my Wee Baby Bears video, but also 8 videos that just came out of nowhere, those videos were meant to be part of Summer Palooza 4, but at the same time, after thinking about it, I decided to cancel Summer Palooza 4 and not doing any more schedules for future months to keep videos on hold for a while, because I gotta be honest with you, ever since 2021 came to an end, I had a difficult time making videos for future schedules to the point that I ended up using a video per week or 2 videos per week, mainly an episode review or a YouTuber tribute. And after April came to an end, I was on full gear trying to do my Summer Palooza schedule, but at the same time, it was getting a lot more stressful and a lot more painful for me compared to last year's Summer Palooza schedule. Because to be honest with you, the last Summer Paloozas from 2019 through 2021 were good, but at the same time, I had a passion into doing those months. Mainly the fact that the first one, it was new, I wanted to do different things. The second one, there were like multiple videos, multiple fan figurines, Generation 5 prediction videos, YouTuber tributes, and of course reviews. And last year, I did a lot of reviews with only one fan figurine, a top 10s video of video games. And to be honest with you, considering that Summer Palooza was a lot more complicated compared to the other Summer Paloozas, I think I've proven my point that I'm not going to be doing a Summer Palooza again after last year. Because, to be honest with you, the majority of videos I'm doing for Summer Palooza 4 were reviews, mostly on beach episodes, which isn't an issue, but I only did 11 YouTuber tributes, and this is where I'm going to bring up the fact that the majority of videos I've been making over the past month or so. Aside from those 8 videos that I've just uploaded days ago, I've deleted most of my unlisted videos, all of my YouTuber tributes, and several of my reviews off of other shows. Why did I do this? Well, to be perfectly honest, I didn't really like those videos whatsoever. Like, one of them is an iCarly review of I Meet the First Lady, which, if you did enjoy that episode, that's fine, but making a review of that episode, especially after 10 years since Barack Obama isn't president, well, until 2016, while he stopped being president, things just change, and reviewing that episode is mostly outdated. There was a victorious episode called The Slap Fight. Well, I consider that episode as the final episode of the series, even though that episode isn't really the final episode. It was the last episode to be produced. There was a Steven Universe review, which was just the zoo episode, and to be perfectly honest, that episode is mostly needed with its brother episodes. And when it comes to the rest of the reviews, there were Loud House reviews. Camped, Community Disservice, and Sandhassles. I gotta be honest with you, those reviews aren't really the best ideas to make videos from involving the Loud House, because I can understand that some of you guys may enjoy those episodes since that they're not terrible, but at the same time, I have a different perspective on the Loud House ever since I've been watching more episodes of it, reviews of it, and not to mention the fact that the show itself isn't really that good. Mainly the later seasons. And if I look at the positives, the negatives will always overweigh the positives. Which is why that the only episode review that I didn't delete involving the Loud House is the LGBT episode that I'm going to be uploading next month. And speaking of that, the LGBT videos that I have in store for next month's schedule are still untouched. They're not deleted, so LGBT month is going to happen regardless. But at the same time, after that month, I don't have any plans into doing another schedule. And getting back into the Loud House, the only videos I have in store is the Loud House vs. the Casagrande episodes. Like, to be honest, the previous Casagrande episode review was technically similar to For Bros Who Are About to Rock, and I could have compared that episode to that, but unfortunately I didn't have that idea since I've made that episode review months ago before I uploaded. And there were multiple ideas I have in store involving the Loud House vs. the Casagrande, and to be honest, the Lincoln Loud torture video is going to involve the Greenhouse versus the Casagrande's version of the Greenhouse. Regardless if it's going to be out of place, but to be honest with you, it's literally the only way I can compare two episodes with each other, even though we all know what the better episode is. So, to be honest with you, I know some of you guys are mostly disappointed that there isn't going to be a Summer Palooza 4, but to be honest with you, what I had in store involving Summer Palooza, I was originally going to make 40 videos, but then I've been thinking of doing 50, 60, to the point that doing a video for one day in 2 months that have 31 days just feels a lot more stressful and not really worth to make multiple videos out of. Like, I'm really sorry to say this, but it just isn't fun for me to be in so much pressure to put everything together. Only at the end of the day that those majority of videos that only fill up time that don't end up being viewed. Like, I do post my videos off of different websites, DeviantArt, so on, but at the same time, when it comes to YouTube, it really feels like that I just don't even think that anyone would be interested into watching the videos that they were into. The Star versus the Forces of Evil. The last episode I reviewed was Beach Day, and I stopped watching the show upon entering season 2 because I wasn't interested in the show and I had different ideas for the show. But to be honest with you, if I really need to watch the entire series just so I can make a few episode reviews based off of that show, it's not worth it. To be honest with you, I don't even have much of an opinion off of the characters because I'm not really invested like I used to ever since I watched Beach Day. I'm sorry, but it's difficult for me to be invested into so many different cartoons to keep track of. Like, I really wanted to get into new cartoons, and I'm still doing it, but at the same time, that doesn't apply to everything. To the point that I really had a difficult time getting into Craig of the Creek, along with other cartoons, that it's difficult to be invested into them. And when it comes to me doing the Steven Universe Marathon, I have mixed opinions because it really feels like that none of you guys are really invested in me talking about Steven Universe, which makes me convinced that doing the Steven Universe marathon just isn't worth it, unlike My Little Pony marathon, which, at least with My Little Pony, it got me invested into doing a YouTube channel to the point that I end up reviewing all the episodes. But as time goes on, I do have other chances or other alternatives, but at the same time, I'm not making best use out of them. To the point that it just becomes a lot more irritating that once I reviewed that material, it's just up for the public eye that it's worth being made for. And I gotta be real with you, I'm not really blaming you guys for not being my Patreons, because I know for a while that none of you guys have Patreon and you only use YouTube for your entertainment. But to be honest with you, I end up deleting my tiers off of my Patreon. I mean, I'm still making money off of Patreon, but I deleted the majority of my tiers because it really seems like nobody was that invested into those tiers. Like, famous people is completely gone. Like, I was trying to use that tier for my Camp Koa versus my Wee Baby Bears video, but unfortunately, even after 3 days, it doesn't seem to be working. Like, I know that some Patreons are supposed to be looking out for me instead of me doing the other way around, but I still don't have a job, mainly because of COVID, and it's difficult to stay healthy even after 2 years since the pandemic started. Granted, it's becoming a lot more better, and the pandemic may come to an end in the next few years or so, but at the same time, I don't know. So, what am I going to be doing from now on, aside from my LGBT month that is still in place? Well, to be honest with you, once I make a video or multiple, depending on which mood I'm in, I'm going to upload all the videos in one day. I'm gonna be honest with you, it will probably be a lot more better if I just have most of my subscribers look into those videos on their own, since that I know for a while that all my subscribers do not watch all my videos. When it comes to videos being schedulized, I do plan on making videos schedulized. Like, if I'm gonna be making any videos during LGBT month, I'm gonna be saving them for my July, for the month of July, and then upload them as soon as possible when it comes to cooling down my channel. And when it comes to October, November, and December, I do have plans into making those months as schedulized, but aside from that, I really don't even think that I'm gonna be waiting to make a video I wanted to make for a later time. Like, I might as well do my Lincoln Loud torture video wherever I have the chance, regardless if it took me a lot of stress into putting everything in together, or I can do more fanfiction if I'm ever in the mood. But at the same time, it's probably better if I just upload all the videos right away instead of just saving them for a later schedule, because I really don't even need to make a schedule at this point, knowing full well that it's really slowing me down a lot more ever since this year began. Like, there was a chance I could do Cartoon Crisis way earlier, but at the same time, I'm not in the mood just yet, especially since I might consider on doing most of my Patreon requests for my Patreons, to the point that I might be able to do the MCU movies, mainly Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, possibly Spider-Man Far From Home way earlier instead of later on. But when it comes to the videos I have in store at the moment, when it comes to what I want to do, then, to be honest with you, that's literally all up to me. I mean, right now, I'm thinking of doing the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie review way earlier, and I'm gonna be adding spoilers since that movie is still in theaters. I'm planning on reviewing the Amphibia special All In, even though that the show is gonna be coming to an end this Saturday, and I'm planning on reviewing an OKKO episode. Like, to be honest with you, that show is going to cap off LGBT month next month, but at the same time, there are other ideas I can do involving that show to the point that if I can be able to have all the free time in the world, I might be able to do multiple videos off of that show in 1 month. I mean, I know I'm mostly against of doing multiple reviews of 2 episodes of that show in 1 month, but at this point, the schedules aren't really doing any favors for me whatsoever. And to be perfectly honest, I don't even need Summer Palooza or anything else to make it better. Like, Valentine's Half Month earlier this year, aside from the fanfic arena involving We Bear Bears, none of the episodes were Valentine's Day. They didn't take place in Valentine's Day, and regardless if some of the episodes were taking place at a school dance, it still doesn't qualify as Valentine's Day. And to be honest with you, doing that month was honestly one of the final schedules I wanted to do involving my schedules, because to be honest with you, there were a few episodes I wanted to review during that occasion, mainly the Camp Lazlo episodes and wrapping up Steven Universe Converse month, Converse Anthology, but everything else is just mostly filler, just to take up everything. And to be honest, making those videos, regardless if it's okay from your perspective, it's not really worth it. Like, it isn't worth it. It's not even worth it. Like, if I had the chance to have all the free time, I might be able to do a top 10s or more videos involving the Loud House episodes involving love. Like, a top 15, 20 episodes involving the Loud House, involving romance and love, is a lot more better, considering that the majority of those episodes aren't even Valentine's Day related. I mean, there are a few episodes that are Valentine's related, but to be honest with you, I think you might as well watch that video of a top 10s videos involving the Loud House instead of just me reviewing a few episodes involving the Loud House. Because to be perfectly honest, when I've uploaded the Loud House versus the Closet Gandes involving swimming, it's probably the best video that got most attention that isn't the Camp Koa versus the We Baby Bears video. So, I do have plans on doing Loud House videos, but when it comes to what I have in store in the moment, I'm probably going to get to work on the Loud House torture video, mainly the Lincoln Loud torture. And me saying about being a white knight towards Lincoln Loud, it's mostly, I'm mostly in the middle if I'm mostly a white knight or not. But at the same time, judging the fact that I've seen a lot involving the Loud House, I really feel like that there are multiple episodes that should be discussed in one video instead of separately. Because to be perfectly honest, I'm pretty sure people would really want to see that type of video involving multiple episodes being discussed in one topic instead of just separating them. But at the same time, it's going to take time for me to get into that type of project, which is going to take the same time as I did with my Camp Koa and We Baby Bears video. And with that, that's literally all I have to say about this video. I understand some of you guys are mostly disappointed, but at the same time, even if I did make changes involving schedules in the past, those schedules can't last forever. And to be perfectly honest, after LGBT month, I'm gonna be completely free aside with a few exceptions of schedules. So, even if you guys ask me for requests, I might take them, but at the same time, I could do other plans involving those requests. So keep this in mind. I can try to do your requests, but keep in mind I might have other plans in the meantime. Mainly the fact that I need some cooling down to do, since that it's still been a few days since I've uploaded 8 videos in one day. I'm Lonely Fanboy 40 here, and I'll see you guys either during this month or next month in the LGBT month. But at the same time, I'm definitely going to see you guys during this month.